All right, so talking again about valid arguments, but this time we'll talk about quantifiers, those being all or some or none. And really in math, instead of the English word some, we usually say there exists or there is at least one example of. And so for us, some could mean all. So I could say some dogs are mammals is quite correct, but yeah, we know all dogs are mammals. Still, some dogs are mammals is correct. Okay, and arguing and trying to determine whether an argument is valid or invalid with quantifiers, we're going to do something similar to the truth tables. We're going to look at all possible ways in which the premises could be true, and we're going to see if the conclusion is false in any one of those ways. And if we can find such an example, we'll call it invalid. But if in every possible way that the premises was true, that the conclusion is also true, then we're going to call it valid. So your answer is going to look one of two ways. You're either going to find one example where all premises are true, conclusion is false. If that happens, there's only one picture you need to draw me, and you'll say invalid. If, on the other hand, you want to say valid, you have to look at all possible pictures, and you say it works all the time, that the conclusion is true all the time. Okay, so I'm going to put up an example here. So some animals are nocturnal, meaning they are active at night, and all Nottingham catchflies are nocturnal. So some Nottingham catchflies are animals. And if you're from Nottingham, you'll know what Nottingham catchflies are, but I specifically picked something that most of you wouldn't know, because I want you to draw the diagrams to find out. So some animals are nocturnal. So that's got two possibilities. Like I said, that could be there's at least one animal that is nocturnal. So here we have the set of all animals, and here we have the set of everything that is nocturnal, and there's an overlap. That's a possibility. Now another possibility, as I said, and the way math goes about this is really there is an animal that is nocturnal, but maybe every single animal is nocturnal. We know that's not the case in real life, but I'm looking at the validity of the argument, and it's more the flow of the quantifiers. So this would be possible. Okay, so I so far got two possibilities. Now I have to bring in the second premise. Everything that is a Nottingham catchfly, and I'll use that with the letter C, is nocturnal. So everything in the C circle has to be in the N circle. Could I possibly draw that in such a way, in either one of these cases, could I possibly draw that in such a way such that this statement is false? I certainly can. I could draw the C right here. And in this picture, I could draw the C here. Either way, I have said everything in the C circle is in the N circle, and yet I've said this is not true. Okay, so I have actually done twice as much work as I need. All I needed was one example where the premises were both true, but the conclusion was false. And I gave you two examples. But one picture or the other, I don't need one of them, would say this is invalid. I got places when the premises are true, the conclusion is false. If there is any such picture at all where that works, it's invalid. Okay, now next example. Okay, and now for an example of a valid, let's say that in some college somewhere that all math teachers are women. And let's say also that all math teachers are 40 or over. So, conclusion I might say is some of the women at this college are 40 or over. So let's see how this looks in a Venn diagram. Everything that is M is W also, and everything that is M is F. So I have to figure out how to draw that. To draw this, the M circle has to be inside of the W circle. Okay, there's only one way to draw the first sentence. Now, everything that is inside of M has to be inside of F. Now I've got a few ways to put the F in here. For instance, I could have the F kind of in between, and then both of these are true. I could have, let's see, so I have the M inside of the W. The F could kind of come out, partially outside of the W. Okay. Or I might even have, here's the M inside of the W, and it might be the M is still inside of the F, and the F is way outside of the W. Okay, so those are all possibilities that make this true and that make this true, and I believe I've accounted for every single possibility. F has to encompass the M, so it might be F might still be sitting all the way inside of W. It might be sitting complete, it might be that W is inside of F, or it might be that there is some kind of an overlap. And I think that was the only possibilities. So I've accounted for everything. Now, is the conclusion true in all of those? Is there a woman that is 40 or over? So, is it true that in all these pictures, some of the women are 40 or over? Well, yes, because in this picture, a person who is sitting right there, or even a person that's sitting here, is going to be both 40 or over. And so it's going to be 40 or over. So this person is one of these, or is one of the women, and they are 40 or over. In this picture, I could go here would be such a person, here would be such a person, and this one, like that. Any of these people would be a woman who is 40 or over. So there is at least one, in all possible ways to draw the two premises, there is at least one, right? There is at least one woman who is 40 or over. So I'm going to have to say this one is valid.